Up. Bonjour and hello and welcome to the Sports Disaster. I actually started with French this time. What the fuck?
Well, that's the way to start off. Anyways, as Helv just mentioned, welcome everybody into this episode of the Sports Disaster. We have quite a bit to cover today and perhaps even more. We don't know. We shall see, but in the meanwhile, listen.
All right, with that said, our topic and the main topics for this week are...
Are you going to introduce us?
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
This
is what I get for dealing with two computers at the exact same time today.
Putting the cart before the horse, are we?
Yes, we are.
Hold on, Kirby.
Oh, my gosh.
How long did we last before becoming a disaster this time?
Probably at
long
least
enough.
like probably like 3 seconds. Oh, look, a kitty has invaded the call. I'm not inviting a dog because he ain't here, thank God.
Anyhow.
Well, I am inviting the cat because I am at home for this time.
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay, and
What's
the
up?
topics for this week are: the Olympics are coming to a close tonight, my time, at 11.
And it looks like we have a runaway in the medal count. Norway's going to take this one.
Yep, we got
I
our
wonder-
own soup.
I wonder if
God
if
damn
China.
it, Kirby!
Hold on. I was going to say I wonder if China's going to try and annex Taiwan's medal count again.
No, bad.
Shut up.
Bad. Just to fenestrate yourself.
Are you trying to give Helv Soundboard a workout tonight?
Well, spoiler alert, you just did.
I can't hear anything.
I just booted it up.
Get the fuck out of here!
There it is. We can't do anything without the frickin' soundboard.
Apparently.
Way to go, Kirby. And also, well, Super Bowl. Well, our own little shit show of a Super Bowl recap, including the push.
Shut the
With
fuck
the
up.
all-in
No
with-
one cares. Know your fucking place. Trash.
Kirby.
Kirby, please stop.
Kirby, come on.
The Rams all-in push.
It actually paid off.
Probably, yeah. What can the Bengals do? And who else can issue in Vegas style all-in mode? We got USFL preview coming up, as well as. NHL, have you been hitting the Heineken again?
Yes,
Always.
they always do. Not only that,
well-
they also hit the New Amsterdam vodka. You know that's a good drink.
Cheers.
Okay, and we also have a Brian Flores entering the scene again.
We should also rate these USFL jerseys. Spoiler alert, they're kind of bad, but there are some good ones.
I'll hold off on that judgment.
Yeah, I think we should hold off on the jerseys, to be honest with you.
We'll do that
against
next
us?
week. Also, quick side note. I did look at the USFL website. There is a change of plan for this next upcoming season, which is probably happening. We're playing all of our games in Birmingham.
Yes. Yeah,
Until
Birmingham is going to
playoffs.
be the bubble.
Until the playoffs. This is a good one. They're going to play all their playoffs in Canton, Ohio, due to technical grounds with the... How should I say it? The World Games.
Okay.
And World Games are basically like beta Olympics.
So you're saying they're gonna do the playoff games over in Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium?
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, but let's start off differently. Health. What's the first?
You know what? Let's don't get some Olympians.
Eh,
The Olympics.
Yeah, let's dunk on the Olympics. The Olympics are ending tonight, my time, probably early tomorrow morning for you guys.
Let me look.
Because they'll be ending around like 11 Pacific tonight.
Yeah, because I think they're on the final day right now.
Let me do a quick look up at this time.
Closing ceremony. Oh, it's on 7 in the morning tomorrow. It's on 7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
It says tomorrow morning, which is
at least our time.
Okay. We're on. I'm doing a double check. I'm clicking.
Billy, how you doing?
Oh, the Daytona 500.
We'll let you guys cover that, but we begin with you. We're right now going on the Olympics, and for me, this has been a very interesting
boy.
thing to watch because the
Let me guess.
Hockey, both Canada and the United States both are playing without a majority of the players they would otherwise send. What this has led to has been them being knocked out early, leaving some other teams being able to take up the mantle. And unlike last year, there is no Team Germany that just came out of nowhere and surprised everybody. Instead, the bronze medal, we already have the bronze medal match that was played earlier today as Slovakia, surprisingly, took it 4-0 over Sweden. And meanwhile, Finland and the Russian Olympic Committee will be competing for the gold and silver medals. I am actually surprised, as usually Sweden, even without a number of their NHL players, are usually a pretty competitive bunch. In this Olympics, there's only one question I had: what happened?
What happened is chaos. That's what happened.
This is pure chaos ball in its highest form. Also,
it's what happens when you don't have any NHL players over in Beijing. Like the only league I think that sent over their professional players is the KHL.
No, the AHL, the minors did. I think AHL did theirs too.
So did SHL.
I said KHL, not AHL.
Okay. Yeah, the Swedish.
We're talking Russian here.
I believe all the European leagues sent theirs as well, which is normally a good sign. But again, how in the world is one of the huge competitors just not doing anything? And Slovakia, I will say, I know somebody here has doubted their viability for the future. What they basically said by winning the bronze medal is, we ain't done yet. We still got guys who can compete, and we still have a decent hockey crop. So, with you guys, well done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do also want to say this. Finland might be going for its, I'm going to say its first gold in hockey.
Let me look.
I believe that is the case because the closest they came, if my memory serves me correct.
And I believe that this is their second in time at a gold medal match since Torino 2006.
Yeah, that's right. The last time they had a chance to compete, they lost to the Swedes in 2006.
Yep. And I will say, you're absolutely right. So far, the Finns have 2 silvers and 4 bronze. The closest they've gotten was 2 silvers in 1988 in Calgary and in Torino in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
But again, for a team that's normally pretty good and absolutely competitive in terms of hockey on a global stage, not just the NHL, for them to not have a gold medal is a bit surprising to me. But for them to be in a gold medal match now, it's like, finally, where has this been?
To be fair, Finland's always been the bridesmaids and never the brides at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So this might be their chance.
So this could be their chance to actually break away from their bridesmaid title and give it to the Russians this time.
Russia won't be the bridesmaids. They'll just
Well,
be
it's the
team that can
Slovaks
much
this
more.
time, actually.
They get bronze. That's pretty good. On
Yeah,
their
they got
part,
bronze.
especially
Yeah.
beating.
I will say at least
Is
the
that
United
the-
States lost to the eventual bronze medalists.
Hang on. I'm kind of sad that we lost to the fourth place boys, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
We did our best, and technically, we shot our own Bangus cupcakes.
I mean,
You
hey,
basically dug your own grave.
Yeah,
with,
this is
with,
basically, at least, to be fair, this was one of the better. I don't know if this was one of the better teams that we had since, like, I don't care if this wasn't, like, one of our better teams that had, like, NHL caliber. Like, I'm going to say Vancouver, Sochi. This is just one of the years where it didn't click.
it never seemed like it did, if only because they had there's an unprepared staff and that was leading a team without a majority of good players. Is absolutely nothing wrong with who they have, as I think in time they will be good. But for your first outing without a majority of good players and competing against some pretty competitive teams, even though they didn't do it, I think that we can just write this off. Like, just come back next Olympics or come back in the World Championships and prove to us that this is just an aberration.
Right.
Hang on, I gotta look up something here.
And the other
What are you
thing
trying to look up?
right. The other thing I can say is
Also, I have to be
enjoy-
smug. You know I have to be smug one way or the other. You know why.
Team
Oh.
Canada Women's. We did
Yep.
it. I'm going to say this. That's the best way I can describe that is like having prime Fraser versus prime Tyson. Both of those are very competitive teams. Both of them are absolute dynamos, and it's like you almost predict them to make the finals year in, year out. And you know, what can you say? Except, well done. Because again, when it comes to women's hockey, the two biggest players are of course the U.S. and Canada, and it's a greater surprise if they don't make the finals. And usually, that's just basically that. Also, we've lost Helv.
There's apparently Yinzernet up in British Columbia right now,
All right.
and there he is.
So we ready to move on to discussing what the Bengals can do to get back to the Super Bowl?
Absolutely.
I think that will be our next topic. And
Yeah,
Helv, I
also-
can't hear you.
Oh,
There you are.
Yeah, I'm
Never
still
mind.
here.
Never mind. I
Yeah,
can hear you.
yeah.
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
You couldn't
Apologies
pop up
about
for a bit.
accidentally leaving. I clicked on the wrong keyboard. I touched the wrong keyboard. I blew it. Remember,
You
I got
did
two
it.
computers in my room again. And I
Yeah,
have a
maybe you'll
Mac
stick
Mini
to one.
2010 that's running Linux, and I was supposed to use this one to look at something for the
You
women.
stupid.
Yeah, maybe you'll stick to one.
Well, let's cut that out and move on to what's next. We unfortunately
So-
have to recap the Super Bowl. Kirby, lead us in.
Well, for the Rams, you went all in and you put all your chips on the table, and you got what you needed. You got the Super Bowl. Matt Stafford finally got his ring. Cooper Kupp completed an epic wide receiver season. Vets like Aaron Donald finally got their ring. Sean McVay avenged his prior loss. And for the Bengals, there's only lamentation. Your offensive line, when you needed it most, it failed.
No, Billy, that didn't deserve a defenestration. That was just worthy
No,
of someone
what does
putting it
deserve a
there.
defenestration is the Bengals' offensive line. That deserves a
Oh yes,
Yes, a team that
every
we,
good-
we all call like would have a weak offensive line gets to the Super Bowl by, you guessed it, a weak offensive line. And now I think it's because you mentioned this earlier, that's the only thing they really need to fix, because otherwise I'd say they're a complete team.
yeah.
And
So-
Here's the
go
thing.
ahead.
In the NFL, you're only as good as your weakest link. And the offensive line for the Bengals has been the Achilles heel.
Oh, there we go.
As Helv clicks on the wrong freaking computer again.
Helv is having enough troubles already, and now he's gone from the Bengals offensive line to looking more like Johnny Football.
Stick to one computer, Helv.
All right, so
with
that now being said,
I'm just going to mention the other side of the coin now before we forget. With the Rams, and I dare say the Bucs last year, both of them proved to me that this is now the era of the super team. If you want to do anything in terms of success, you have to have a team that's absolutely loaded on star power in order to even compete. The Bucs this year had that, but they ran to a more star-studded team with the Rams. It's almost like, dare I say, it's getting to like Yankees levels. Speaking of the MLB, where they just keep on taking stars and unlike the Yankees, this actually leads to success. What this says to me now is, with the other teams that really don't have that superstar power, like all throughout the lineup, it says it's tough on them. And I think that, like, if you cannot create a Goliath, you're doomed. Does this mean Dave can't come along and beat them? No. But it's just kind of concerning to me that
it's getting a lot harder.
It's now just concerned that it's focusing on just getting all these big names and focusing on letting and not really focusing on letting them have much cohesion. I know, like, we can look at the last two Super Bowl winners and say, oh yeah, they had great cohesion, but see what happened to the Bucs this year. There was still that cohesion, yes, but it didn't feel it didn't feel the same way. And of course, there's the whole Antonio Brown thing.
A lot of Brady's weapons fell apart. You had Godwin go down to a torn ACL. Their running backs were banged up, and then AB being AB. Yes, Patrick, there's always been an Antonio Brown thing. Yeah. All right, so now let's talk teams that could, do something like this. I'm going to throw a hat out there and say maybe the Eagles. They've got 3 first-rounders. You may never get a boon like this ever again.
Here's the thing.
Right.
I don't think with the Eagles, I don't think they're there yet. Give them another year, especially with those picks they have, and maybe they can get there. But they're still for making the playoffs in their first year with in their second year of Jalen Hurts, their first year for Nick Sirianni. That's great and shows a lot of promise, but it just doesn't feel like they're there yet. Do I think they can get there? Absolutely, but it's going to take some time and some development. Sirianni has shown me he's the right guy to do that. With something like this, you have to give it time.
But does he have the right pieces around him?
I think he might. So. But there's only one way to tell, and that is give it time. We don't have right now.
I personally am. I think Hurts can get you through a season, but the thing of it is, there's also the pressing matter of Kelsey going into his final year, and maybe they're looking at this and think, well, we don't want his final year with us getting blown out in the wild card round as our peak, because honestly, that could be their kind of thinking. Because Fletch is also up there, Lane Johnson is also up there. That maybe with those guys, they want to push one more. Yeah. I think at least one of those picks is getting traded. It may not be for a quarterback, but if they don't get one, I think they punt one to 2023.
Absolutely. And I think to go from your question, Kirby, the team that I think has the most chance of being the next team to disrupt, or the team to disrupt that, is the Bills. Yes, we noticed that they keep running into Kansas City, and Kansas City keeps beating them. However, what the Bengals did in the second half of the AFC Championship game not only exposed all the weaknesses that the Chiefs had, but they adjusted. and I will set a blueprint of how do you beat this team. The Bills, if it weren't for the Chiefs, I think they could go far. But again, it's just they keep running into that one roadblock. They're getting there. They're pretty close. They just need to overcome that one team.
I agree. And the Bills need to play defense for longer than 13 seconds because the 13 seconds is going to live rent-free in their heads all year long. And they do have all the pieces on offense. You still got Josh Allen. You still got Devin Singletary. You still got Stephon Diggs. As long as you play defense or play a full 60 minutes, you're definitely going to go someplace. You're going to go somewhere.
I think that this, with the Chiefs seeming to be rather vulnerable as the second half of the AFC Championship game showed, this might be their time. Because if we can remember, they have all of their money locked up in Patrick Mahomes. With that money locked up in him, can they really build much around it? Not really. If we count, what they have to do and how they navigate that. And Mahomes probably won't ask for that deal to be restructured because he is getting paid. Health. Who do you think? Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Helv.
No, you go ahead, Doug. I'm still thinking.
You got to look at teams with multiple draft picks that can make it a lot of noise. And chances are a lot of them are in the NFC East. First, you got the Eagles. They could make some noise. And you also have the Giants, who, don't forget, they have the 2 of the top 10 picks in this draft. They don't have Dave Gettleman anymore.
I think the
need
Giants
a couple more years.
The Giants need a line too. You have Andrew Jones, but you can't call him 4 more times.
I really don't think
you got Andrew Thomas also, but he ain't it.
I really don't think that the NFC East, other than the Eagles, will be able to produce much of a threat. You have the Cowboys. Yes, they look pretty good in the regular season, but there's one thing that holds them back. That's coaching. And that coaching doomed them in the playoffs. Don't tell me about wrong penalties or refs messing it up because they messed themselves up.
Another addition of 13 seconds also.
I'd say more like 14 in their case, but the Commanders sell the team, Snyder. I will say no more. The Giants, I think, unfortunately, with them having to move on from Gettleman and the questionable picks he's made, it seems unfortunate, but I have to say this: they might be rebuilding a rebuild. As we're seeing with the Devils, that never works. And I think, of them, the most intimidating team out of the division is the Eagles. Don't even get me started on how the Cowboys can pack punch, because when we get to playoffs, they disappear like dust in the wind.
Mm-hmm.
When one make it past the divisional round, then we'll talk.
Exactly.
And we don't treat you like hot shit in the toilet.
And quit saying this is our year, even though next year doesn't freaking come.
You're basically an equivalent of most of Canada's worst nightmare, an arrogant Torontonian.
The difference is the Toronto Maple Leafs just choke.
I said arrogant.
Exactly.
It's like the Cowboys in the playoffs are like the Leafs in Game 7. Prove me wrong.
They can't score.
But I also say this: one of the teams I think has the potential to disrupt the entire, dare I say, AFC, if not the entire league, the Chargers. If we remember, this is the first year for head coach Brandon Staley. If it weren't for one mistake he made at the end of that Raiders-Chargers game, he'd be in the playoffs. They were literally 3 points away from the playoffs. Yeah, but here's the thing. For this guy being his first year, this is a learning experience here. They have the quarterback. They have a pretty fleshed out team around them. Their defense is pretty solid. I think the only thing that they need to do is get experience. This was that year for them. Next year, we'll see what you can do.
You know what else can fix that? Not losing to the Texans.
Oh,
Again, I think the Texans are about to lose to everybody, including themselves, what they're doing. So
we also got to pay some close attention to the Dolphins soon, because ownership could be in deep shit.
Absolutely, pick it away.
Oh yeah.
So if you recall, and if you are watching Tree, Flores did get sacked. However, the owner of the Dolphins might be giving something up his derriere, which is basically him being forced to sell the team.
Or his part of the team.
Yeah, that too. But basically, if the rumors are true, that 1K that you were
That's actually $100,000. I remember looking that up for each loss.
Hang on, yeah. So if you're saying that you tried to pay him $100K per loss, and if that actually stands in the records, in basically contract form, you're screwed. And I'm gonna be shocked at what my dad's gonna say about that.
I'm going to say this. I think I know the term you were looking for, Helv, but I don't think you came across it. That might be considered bribery. Because
good luck with that.
Bribery and extortion.
With the team, I remember immediately after this came out, everybody was like, "Oh my god, this is going to explain a whole lot. This we can explain why bad teams are bad." It's proving just to be one team so far. So hold off on trusting the process, folks. Please don't say that, because this is worse than that. What this says to me, as somebody who's a fan of sports and somebody who deals with a lot of football, wrong way. Thanks, guys. What it says to me is that they're trying to go for the bottom line with that attitude of, okay, we can pay our guy a lot of bonuses to lose. Like, our bottom line is we can still sell pretty well. We can still give Hard Rock Stadium a good atmosphere, even if we're paying him to lose. But the fact that this is being done, and John Ross, the owner of the Dolphins, is being criminally implicated for this, and let me remind you, this could be for bribery and extortion, as Duck mentioned. Ladies and gentlemen, this could get ugly. And I'm also going to say this. How is John Ross, the owner of the Dolphins, being asked to sell the team when Dan Snyder's still there? How?
At this point, we're just telling both to sell the team.
Yeah. Sometimes it ain't about. Sometimes it ain't about
sell the team to FedEx, or I'm gonna actually ask my dad to actually bring it up with the FedEx. Ask the FedEx heads to actually do it,
or just implode FedEx Field. One of the two.
I will say this. If this case is proven, and John Ross gets tried, NFL, like, the whole idea of tanking that started with the process and probably continued with Dorsey and the Browns, that's not only going to be flipped on its head, but it's also going to say to teams across sports, look, if you're going to tank, don't do it intentionally. You intentionally do it, we're going to come after you. Which, for the mentality of tanking that's built up since the process of the Philadelphia 76ers so many years ago, it's, dare I say, going to spin this entire world of sports on its head.
Intentionally tanking has not worked out. If you've seen the 76ers, they've been intentionally tanking for years, yet they can't buy one ticket to the conference finals. Not one.
See the intentional taking of the Browns, that helped them get to the playoffs and have their most success since, dare I say, they came back into the league, if not earlier than that. But what's been there otherwise? Not much. But speaking of the Dolphins, as Kirby, no, which one? I keep thinking it's the other way around.
I said the Dolphins. I said the Dolphins.
But speaking of them, And as I think it was Kirby mentioned, Brian Flores, one of the people in the lawsuit against John Ross, now has a new job.
That's right.
Guys.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to be the assistant for the linebackers in the Steelers organization. And I think that's a landmark hire because I've seen Dolphins fans say he's not that good of a coach on offense, but on defense, he's a bright mind. And honestly,
So he's a
I think it's great.
He's a defense coordinator at this.
He actually pretty much is, but he's going to be the assistant of the linebackers coach.
To me,
Nice.
this
I think it's for the best.
Helv made the right action because I agree. I think this is just basically the white flag. Like, okay, we're going to give you a job. Please stop with this case. Please. But what? And here's the problem for me. It's not that he went to the Steelers because he will be a good coach anywhere he goes, offense, defense, whatever position he has. What problem I see with this is is being done while there's still an ongoing lawsuit, and this came out around the same time that was revealed the whole issue with John Ross possibly signing the team. It feels, even though it's more coincidence than causation, it feels like a PR broom just trying to sweep this under the rug. And I really just see this as yet another problem that's going to come back to bite them. Not because Flores is a bad coach. Again, I think he's going to do well wherever he goes because of what turnaround he led the Dolphins to. What it says to me is we know where there's smoke, there's fire, and they're trying to extinguish the fire with water. Problem is, it's not your typical fire. It's a grease fire.
And
That's
not
playing
just
too lightly, man.
Whoa. It ain't just a grease fire. It's the whole kitchen going up in flames.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the whole kitchen. It's the whole freaking building. That's what it is.
The whole restaurant?
Before we move on, Kirby, anything to add with this?
Just sell the team. There's really nothing else to say. Just sell the damn team.
I agree, and we mentioned this name before, and I know this was on our list cover, but I want to give a brief update. With the NFL, the ongoing suit into the Washington Commanders, formerly the Washington Football Team, it's now been released. It actually was released on Thursday, so this has been since our last episode, where not only has the NFL shut down the internal investigation the Washington Commanders trying to commit, but it's also revealed that they are withholding documents that could be crucial to the case.
Oh boy!
This went from a 5-alarm fire to an 8-alarm fire, just like that.
No, not just an 8-alarm fire, a whole 32 fire alarm.
And hell, this ain't the whole entire kitchen. It's the whole freaking neighborhood that's on fire right now.
You know what? I'm just not. To be fair, here's the thing: if somehow the CFL is involved with this, scratch the 32. You got basically a whole continent on fire.
I don't think the CFL is involved with this. I think this is NFL.
No.
I know that they aren't, but I can bring up a point.
Yeah, I think the CFL is gonna be just fine.
Yeah, to be fair,
Billy says
I want to
it's
see what's
just
going to
because
happen.
they're kissing Snyder's ass.
Exactly.
Here's the
That's
thing.
exactly what they're doing.
Go ahead, Kirby.
Here's the thing: for the CFL and XFL thing, that might not be a bad idea. Yeah, now and then, see what they do.
No, I mean, for the
do like a
USFL,
challenge
if the USFL does survive, it would be nice to have not one but 2 development leagues for the
you
NFL.
got this, well, let me guess. You count the CFL as one?
No,
You
I'm
just
talking about
count
the
it as the
XFL for
retirement
next year.
But for the CFL, you count it as the retirement home.
No, it's a separate thing, I think.
No, the retirement home is the Arizona Cardinals. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I would have expected the Chicago Bears to be in that fold too, but
No,
hey, you do you.
That's
Khalil Mack is still in his
land.
prime, though.
But you got a fucking McCaskey over there. What do you expect?
I will say this.
That's just the owner, not the players.
With two suits ongoing that the NFL has its business in. Yeah, the NFL, if like we know Goodell's going to try and sweep this under the rug. He's been doing this for the past few months, if not longer. If the thing is, you're now facing down congressional investigations, 2 of them, one from a lawsuit from the Ross case, and the second, of course, is the whole Washington Commanders deal. NFL, you're now proving that your culture is not damn good. So please prepare for
It's
shit
an
to get bad. And that's putting it very lightly because what I want to say I cannot say out of respect for taste.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I already put it there.
Yep.
Put
All
it
right.
there.
I want to.
Oh!
Chicago is where you
Chicago.
get killed.
Chicago is where careers go to die, especially in the case of Blackhawks.
I do want to bring up a good topic for this.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's that?
I think we did do our Los Angeles bullshit, right?
Yes, we covered.
Yeah, we already
Rams
talked about the
and
Super Bowl.
Bengals.
So hang on. NHL. Why are you running through all of the what am I going to call it? The Arizona liquor cabinets of Arizona.
What happened this time?
What now?
You remember how they were going to Tempe?
Yep.
Yep,
It's
they
still
were
happening.
becoming. It's
Yep.
still happening.
It's still happening, I think.
Yeah, they actually
We
released
got our
it, but
NHL version of the
saying.
Chargers. Let's go.
Oh boy.
I know we've already done.
You know what I'm gonna say? Batman, this Arizona idea is basically what tried to happen in Georgia with the Atlantic Thrashers. Sell the fucking, just move a godforsaken team.
Send it to Kansas City or Houston. They'll take care of them.
Absolutely, especially since they're in the Central Division.
Or send it to Saskatoon.
They're not going to Saskatoon. Are you insane? You couldn't
what
get
would
the
you
Blues
prefer?
out
You
of there.
prefer-
You're
hang-
not
whoa,
getting
whoa,
the
whoa, 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 whoa.
Coyotes
What would you
out.
prefer? To have Vancouver have 2 teams instead? That would be way
Yeah.
worse. That would be
They're
way
already
worse.
struggling at one.
Well, here's the thing. In my opinion, if they decide to do, hey, let's move it to Vancouver, there's only one logical arena, not including Abbotsford. It's called the Langley Event Center. And
Okay.
good luck getting more seats in that thing, because I think it's like, what? Let me take a look at how many seats.
Langley Events Center. Where is that?
That's in the township of Langley.
I'm just gonna say something to stop this. Hell, you just want some more hockey in Vancouver. We get you.
Maybe not.
But I
All
will
I'm
say
gonna say
this.
is what?
With the whole Arizona saga, I know that there's been talk like everybody's saying that this experiment has been a failure.
5,000.
Absolutely,
Wait a minute.
absolutely has.
5,000 seats, huh?
But to me,
Sounds like another version of the Chargers.
but to me, I don't think the NHL is going to touch the Arizona scenario because they have one of their shining players who came out of Arizona and they can use an excuse to saying this worked. That being Austin Matthews, who's like absolutely destroying the league in Toronto, and he's originally from Arizona. So they can say, look, everybody, we have this guy. He came from Arizona. You see, hockey is working out here. We're inspiring these people who are in Arizona. One problem.
The person is working, but the team is not.
I'm going to say one problem. You're talking about the Coyotes from their original Cortina era, which again, I'm going to mention, featured Javi Bulin, Kachuk, young Danny Briere, Tocchet, Roenick, Newmanen. That team was absolutely phenomenal, and they're a far cry from that today.
Yeah.
Arizona, you are.
All right, I'm gonna head on out.
Well, thank you for
All right,
stopping
see you,
by,
Kirby.
Kirby.
All right,
No
enjoy.
problem.
There we go. And I don't think that I think that they're going to try and hang on to Arizona as long as possible because even though we know it's a failure and we can say yes, it hasn't worked, they want to believe otherwise. It's like I don't really know how to describe this properly, but they just still want to believe like this is working. We're going to do it. We can make it through, and then the cold reality hits them like a brick.
Right in the skijillies.
No, it's right. It's right here, right in the brain, because that's when they wake up.
Skull fracture.
No, that's also
epidural hematoma.
It helps. Hey, they're still set in believing that this is working and this can still work. It's all up here for them. And where does that change have to come? If it's not in their wallets, which is what's happening right now, it's got to come up here.
Mm-hmm.
Right. NHL, you need to use your brains and move the Coyotes out. Arizona has the Suns, the Cardinals. They're fine. You don't need the Coyotes to bring their hopes down. Just move the team and be done with it.
If you want a team to bring them down, there's the Diamondbacks.
Exactly. They can just have that.
But speaking of Helv, do you have anything to mention?
And Billy says, well, here's the thing. Get good.
For the whole entire NHL conundrum?
For the Arizona conundrum, yes.
Yeah.
Stop drinking the Heineken. Get back to work.
No. Or stop drinking the New Amsterdam vodka, one or the other.
No, stop drinking the alcohol. Drink the non-alcoholic liquors.
I think somebody might have been doing it themselves.
I have no idea.
Then why are you telling them to drink it?
Because fuck them.
All right. What's our next topic?
If we had a reckoning in here, then it would be probably a good idea. The USF preview.
The United States Football League.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could talk about it.
Yeah, let's do
because
that,
right now, the United States Football League will be back because football will be back in 2 months with the United States Football League. As we mentioned, all the games will be played in Birmingham in the regular season, and then you're going to have the playoffs, which I think are going to be 2 semifinals and a championship game over in Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton. The first game will be on April 16th as the New Jersey Generals take on the Birmingham Stallions. What do you guys think?
I'm honestly going to say this, and this might sound wrong, but I really don't care.
I do want to bring up something, though, but the USFL will start off with the draft coming up, probably around Friday.
That sounds about right.
Probably around like March or coming up.
I'm going to say this. With the USFL...
It says that the USFL draft will occur on the 22nd and 23rd.
So basically basically midweek
on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
It'll be a similar format to the 2020 XFL draft.
Okay.
Nice.
And of course, the season schedule. There's only one game right now. Right?
Yeah, there's only 1 week that's scheduled, and that's the game I mentioned, the Generals and the Stallions.
Yeah. Also, this is going to be the first time where there's going to be a simulcast for the finals.
Nice.
Okay.
With Fox and NBC holding the rights. You can kind of see where this is going, do you not?
Uh-huh.
Yes and no.
Remember Super Bowl 1? That was simulcast.
Can I finish what I was about to say, though? With any of these start football leagues, USFL being dare I say another one, with as bad as the AAF went, I'm not going to put any optimism, any hype, any of that into any new football league until they can prove to me that they are sustainable. Because, honestly, even though the XFL was doomed by the COVID pandemic when that first broke out, we had the AAF. It was absolutely phenomenal. We saw inspired play. Goodness gracious, the teams that had stability, they had people being brought out and they wanted to see this. That's great. What if it doesn't work? I'm not going to buy into that until I have definitive proof it works. Because I thought, and I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I thought the AAF, with how it was going in the first couple of weeks, how it went on the field, I thought it was going to work. I honestly did. And then I realized after that second week, when I started seeing the headlines of what was going off the field, where I realized, yeah, that optimism you had, there's a reason your optimism don't mix. Because after that second week, it imploded.
Zep, that is why you don't do the fast track approach when starting a league. Because if you think about it, the AAF started talking like either spring or summer of 2018.
Yeah.
So that had to last. So that's just a whole year until the league kicked off. As for Vince McMahon and the XFL, he announced it. He announced the XFL back in 2018, and he decided to wait until 2020 to start it. So you had 2 full years to get everything right and make sure it develops. And it developed. Unfortunately, a pandemic got into the way. Fortunately, The Rock came in and saved the day, and the league will be coming back in 2023. But for now, we have the appetizer, and hopefully this will leave a better taste in the AAF.
I just with all those startup leagues that happened, I just can't buy until I see it prove itself sustainable. And also, dare I say, they have a bit of an opportunity that helps them with the NFL in the state that it is. It's the question I have is, can they capitalize on it? Also, Carter was that game.
Why, Billy? Why would you bring this up?
Billy, no. Permission to defenestrate.
And why do we? Well, first, let me defenestrate this other bot. So now you can defenestrate Billy.
Gladly.
Get the fuck out of here!
Billy, we're trying to get that game out of here.
I'm sorry, what game?
Fortnite.
You ruined it, Helv. I was about to say exactly if you didn't say it, but you ruined it. Now that lives right free in your heads, let's move on.
Thanks a lot, Zep. We're trying to get rent-free out of our heads.
To be fair, if you want to become a Valor, you might as well play BGO on Monday.
Thank you. I don't want to play board game online. Now it's schoolwork in the way.
Then probably tomorrow.
But what's next?
No.
Holy crap! I think we've gone through the list already. Damn. But it was a small list, but Billy brought up a good one, and it is our predictions for tomorrow for Daytona 500.
Daytona 500.
I'm going to have to look this up
because I think you do have the qualifying laps today.
Oh yeah.
For Daytona.
All right. Let's see what. So here's the thing. Billy's actually made his predictions.
Okay.
Going into the catch vent. Someone's going into the catch fence, and Bubba Wallace is going to win.
Okay, I'm just going to say this. I know when I start thinking of something like this and put some thought into this, that's when the prediction I have collapses. So I'm just going to randomly pick from the list that I'm seeing up here. So my pick is Harrison Burton.
I actually want to get the.
Seriously, I'm thinking like.
Let me see the lineup.
With something like this, I'm not really interested. I haven't really been paying attention. But I realize if I start thinking about picks,
wait.
I start thinking, that's when I blow it. So let's just randomly pick.
Hang on, I'm getting the list up.
Yeah, go ahead and put up the list. I need to know what we're talking
I
about.
got it on a different device.
All right. Kyle Larson is the pole sitter for the Daytona 500.
Color.
I actually have a list that I can pull up if you guys want.
I am
do.
going to say, okay, out of all of these rat bastards, apologies for some of
10
you
years
guys.
since what?
No, don't
Billy?
worry about that.
Where's
Billy.
where's
You can tell
we've
me
got?
about that
Hang
all
on,
you
hang
want, but I'm
on,
randomly picking.
hang on. Remind me who is the most hated person in all of NASCAR? Is it Kyle Busch?
I think
I wouldn't know.
I have no clue.
Billy, can you do a double check for me? Is Kyle Busch the most hated person in NASCAR?
Again, Billy, you have to keep, as I said, if I think about picks, put some thought into it, like analyze. You should
Let's
know.
see. Yep, it is Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is the most hated guy in NASCAR right freaking now.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna do a bold prediction. I'm gonna say Keselowski.
All right.
Brad Keselowski.
Yeah.
All right, and you got Billy dropping his prediction down.
Oh, Joey Logano.
Joey Logano.
Joey Logano's the most hated? Actually, timeout. No.
He doesn't want Hamlin. He says he's basically saying anyone but Danny Hamlin.
Oh, guys. I have some bad news. You have a Canadian on the grid.
So you're picking the Canadian.
It's Jacques Villeneuve.
Jacques.
Hell, going with this good old Canadian
Villeneuve.
boys.
I might as well
Jacques
go with
Villeneuve.
Jacques Villeneuve.
With 1,000-to-1 odds. Are you sure, Helen?
Hey, I'm ready to see him crap. You know what I'm going to do for that prediction? He doesn't even show up in the top 10.
Chase of the Colt of Chase Elliott.
Jacques Villeneuve is going to probably not be in the top 10, but I am going to say this. I'm still picking Brad Keselowski for it. And you can see why I really want Jacques Villeneuve back in, to probably be thrown into Formula E at this point.
Gotta think.
All right.
I'm going to split it into two parts. What I want to happen and what I think will happen. What I want, I'm going to say... Ooh, this is tough. I'm actually going to say... Let's do Bubba Wallace as my pick for the winner.
Solid.
And what I think will happen is Denny Hamlin winning the frickin' race again.
Okay.
Because when it comes to Denny Hamlin, he can win the Daytona 500 all he wants, but people are still going to give you shit until you win until you win the championship. Sorry, buddy.
Yep.
Alrighty. With that said, I believe it's time that we focus on our final shit stains of the week.
Absolutely.
There's a lot to pick from, too.
There is a lot.
To be fair, I'm going to be having a little bit more fun with this one. So bear in mind.
Are you going to play it twice?
Nah, if you guys need a bit more time, I'll actually put it on repeat if you want.
Oh, what is this?
Are you ready?
Sure.
Just ping me if you need additional time.
Okay.
I think I know what I'm doing.
All right.
Twice.
We're going twice.
Okay. I'm in too. So, We're going to let Duck start for this one.
All right, so my bronze medalist is Robert Morris University because I've been going through the tree shits. I'm going through a tree locale of the week, and I see Robert Morris. I'm like, what? And then I read it. It says they lost to IUPUI from the Horizon League, aka Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis. I know it's a mouthful. That's why they shortened it. Because IUPUI had a shortage of players. They could only get 6 players a game. And they were an abysmal 1-22 matchup. 1-22 headed into this matchup against RMU. And guess what? IUPUI ended up winning. How do you lose to a team that has only 6 fucking players? Ohio State was able to win, for God's sakes. And my silver medalist is Stan Snyder because he's Stan Snyder. And the gold is the New York Knicks. Congratulations. Blowing 3 20-point leads in a single frickin' month? What is wrong with your team, James Dolan? Sell the frickin' team.
All right. So for mine, I made a last second swap, and I'm actually going after Duck's case. Dan Snyder, you get the bronze because sell the team. You're an idiot. Silver goes to Brad Marchand. If we remember, in a game against the Pittsburgh Penguins, Brad Marchand punched Penguins goaltender Tristan Jarry, and it got him 6-game suspension. He tried to appeal the suspension. Why? But the suspension was upheld. So here's my question to you, Brad Marchand. First of all, why did you stop Tristan Jarry from flipping a puck over the stands and giving it to a fan when it was not in play? Second of all, why in the heck did you sucker punch Tristan Jarry in a scrum when you know the ref's right there and can see it? Your six games? I know that's a lot more than some had predicted he'd get, but still. Why? And then, of course, gold medalist John Ross, because you just exposed the Miami Dolphins and yourself as a complete fraud for not only wanting to pay a coach $100,000 for each loss you took in a season, but firing the guy who has helped your team go from abysmal starts to actually seeming playoff ready, if not competitive. And you fired that guy. So, remind me again, John Ross. What are you doing? And why do you still have a job? Because after something like that, the only way you'll get $100K is if you somehow, some way, have a golden parachute that didn't get destroyed by the congressional investigation.
All right. Before we get to Helv's shit stay of the week, I want, because Billy dropped his in the comments, his bronze goes to the meta presentation for the CoachNet voice by Shaquille O'Neal. Okay. The silver, he goes to the Tennessee Lady Volunteers women's basketball team. I said silver. For being the Pittsburgh Steelers of women's basketball. Ouch.
And then his goal is me.
Yeah, for your 2 computers. Stick to one.
Okay. And now,
and with that said, it's my turn. And you know what? Gold's still going to Beijing. Again.
Once again. What'd they do this time?
So, here's the thing. Hey, delaying the medal ceremony to the last day, plus giving out the torches, torches instead of medals? You fucking idiots. So they delayed the medal ceremony up until the end. And for the team event, for figure skating.
Oh.
You want to know what's the bad part?
What?
With the delay, they also decided And this is also during the case of a drug investigation too. Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, they
And you want to know what's also? But remember, silver and third got the silver place team and the third place team both got Olympic torches, and to hold off for the time. You fucking idiots.
And let me just mention that athletes still managed to compete and got fourth. But what's happened in the wake of that has been a question of what's the minimum age we can allow somebody to compete, considering this particular athlete was only 15 and this happened.
I do want to take a look. Someone needs to look at the International Skating Federation, the International Figure Skating Federation, and see what this is at that point.
Okay, so
my silver is to the NFL, not just to Dan Snyder or John Ross. You both are fucking idiots. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm going to revoke something I said. I think we can put John Ross and Dan Snyder under that same umbrella. But go on, Helv.
And the bronze is the liquor known as Marshawn Lynch.
Enjoy your 6 games off. Oh wait, don't do that again.
If you do, you know what I'm gonna say? They should have extended it because he was being a pest.
Oh, absolutely.
But he's
from 6 to 10.
He's a rat.
But here's the thing. I know because both you guys watch. I've heard you mention the Steve Dangle. Dangle thought it would be 0 because he didn't think like this would get suspended. I thought this would only get maybe 2 or 3 games. The fact that it's 6 makes me absolutely happy and optimistic that they're actually looking at this and saying, yeah, no. Could have been more games, absolutely, but you know what? Hey, 6 is better than 0.
Hear, hear.
So, with that being said,
to be fair,
go ahead.
To be fair, I'm gonna probably guess that Marshan's gonna try and appeal again, but I think it's a one and done situation.
It is.
Okay. But so they should have extended it after it's one and done, after the thing.
All right.
He's like, we want you to learn a lesson. We don't want you to basically be in a Vander Kane in this situation.
Yep. And my
do you mind if I do the scorekeeping?
Oh yes, please. Remember, gold is 3, silver's 2, bronze is 1.
And
I'm going to include Billy's nominations too.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yes. Yes, I will.
This isn't a democracy. This is a dictatorship.
Duck.
I don't give a shit.
I'd say count Snyder and John Ross under the NFL because
I was already gonna do that anyways.
I'm also going to say my honorable mention for this week, which I originally put down but revoked, Team Sweden in the Olympic men's ice hockey. Unfortunately, there's no medal for 4th place. You tried.
Oof.
You know what? They did try, but here's the best part. At least we still kicked your ass in 2014.
Billy wants to be a part of his dictatorship. Are you sure you want? Are you sure
about that, compadre? Because I'm highly questioning your ethics, my friend.
I will also say on that same front, the team we all thought would be absolutely destroyed was absolutely destroyed. Team China for the men's hockey team. You really thought that was going to be a thing.
They got blown out in the playoffs, I think.
I don't think they even made it. They looked that bad. So you're already questionable coming in, and then you get absolutely destroyed by every team that's possible. And you thought that was going to be a good idea?
A couple of teams. Whoa! Listen to me on this. A couple of teams got moved into the quarterfinals or semifinals already on the horn. The only team, everyone else got shoved into a playoff. China didn't make it past the playoff because of us. And you know what I'm going to give China?
Hey, for Team Sweden, do I put them with the Olympics?
Yeah, I'll say yes. I'll say yes for this.
Okay.
So with that said,
Duck is doing the calculations and running numbers. So
Survey says
I'm getting there. Chill.
survey says somebody really needs to do their due diligence. I don't mean any of us here. I mean NFL.
All right. The NFL is our clear winner for the gold with 7 points. The Rat.
Salty hell.
We actually have a 4-way. If we include Billy's nominations, we actually have a 4-way tie for second.
Are you kidding me?
Do we?
Yes.
Because I thought with.
Oh wait, no.
No.
The Olympics get silver.
Yep.
Yeah,
For
but there's gonna be
bronze, we have a
4-way.
4-way tie.
Oh boy.
You got Helv. Actually, no, it's a 3-way tie. You
No,
got
no.
Helv.
Hang on.
You got
Time out. Didn't we say Marshawn twice on that list?
He did,
Yeah.
but he's only a silver. He's only a silver.
you only
and
got a
bronze.
silver and a bronze.
That's 3 points.
Yeah, you got 3 points also from Billy.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck. No. And you can see why I choose to eliminate audience requests on the.
But I will say this. I absolutely think that although we had a good mention, I do with Marchand. I think we should give that gold to the Knicks because everybody love at the Knicks.
Actually, time out. I got the perfect sound for this, boys.
What's that?
The spy laughter.
Oh,
That's perfect, right?
so
perfect.
team.
That was perfect,
So-
right? That was
okay,
that last
so-
perfect.
All right, so Zep, you're gonna give your automatic bronze to the Knicks.
Yes, sir.
All right, so
I'll agree with the Knicks.
that officially breaks the free rate tie.
And also,
So-
we will give an honorable mention to Health because, my dude, what are you doing?
NFL,
It
NFL
was.
gets gold.
Hey, I had one keyboard over here, and I was focused on the one keyboard in front of me.
This is why you stick to one keyboard.
It's like
Do that next time. Beijing gets silver, and the Knicks the bronze.
It's like that. It's like that Chargers overtime. You can have all the analytics and all the technology you want, and somehow you can still mess it up.
And
Elf,
still
hold
get
up.
and still say hi.
Scout laugh is
You
better.
take that back. The spy one's better by proxy. We all agree?
I think
Yeah, I
Shao
think
Kahn's
so.
is better.
No. If you do a list of all the TF2 laughters, which one's your favorite?
None. Shao Kahn. And speaking of fatalities, I think that's it for this.
I think that was the one you played. All right.
Anyway.
And where somewhere, Vancouver, except me, is getting a bunch of piss.
I don't know.
Sky piss, to be precise.
Oh, you're getting rained on. Nice. You're raining out here.
Do I need to finish it myself for that one?
Yes, you do.
You
Or,
can.
or you can do the shouts first. Your
You
choice.
should. and
Let's
you
do the
shall.
shout. Let's do shout outs. And you know what? Because I did the computer kerfuffle, I'll go first this time.
Yes, that's your punishment.
Okay. Don't get too excited.
No.
Hey, I was doing it, you idiot.
I did it first.
Shut up. All right. First off, huge thank you to you guys for watching for this beautiful bullcrap that we have done for like the 37th time in a row, either on Twitch or on this glorious cesspool of a site known as YouTube. Apologies if I called YouTube a cesspool.
Nah, don't worry. Don't deal with it.
Hey,
Huge
they
thanks
touched
to
both
Dodger
balls,
of Zion and Beer Bagger Daggy Syndrome, as well as the U-Tree community. Yeah. I also want to say this to us, and don't forget to check me out on Twitch on Mondays, because that's where more glorious hellhole episodes that include me will be involved. Please, no alcohol is required. Alcohol need not apply. I double check. Heck, if you can stay awake for that as long as you can.
Yeah.
Also, also a huge shout out to the CFB Risk community. Thank you guys for letting me do the Monday streams with the map. That was glorious. And with that said, and I'm going to choose someone else who deserves a bit of the brunt. Zep, you're up next. Oh, Corva.
Of course we can't have one of these without something going wrong. Exactly. So I want to first of all thank everybody who came out today. This means you, Billy. Thank you very much. But also, as per usual, the shout outs for servers we promoted this in, not only to the servers of Dodger of Zion and the Urinating Tree server, but also those of Mortal Hairlight, Bruce Princess, Doc Tops Dave, Clemy Games, Chloe Fluff, Raymeen, Mommy Lucifer, I'm Zeke, and to all of you guys, I forgot one. The captain himself, the Raven Armed. Thank you all guys for letting us promote in your servers, and absolutely thank you guys for tuning in. Duck, you're next.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, don't forget the captain, Zip.
Oh yes.
Oh, I should have
Anyways.
also meant. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned Action Lab too.
Oh,
Because I'm reminding myself that I did win a contest from them. So yeah, thank you guys. I hope that the shirt comes in probably by. I'm probably guessing around by next Tuesday. I know it's going to take like 7 days to get it up here.
all right. Back to Duck.
All right, Nemo.
And now
we'll
back
skip
to
Bayless. It's my turn.
Yes.
All right, so I want to thank the U-Tree community for allowing us to promote this shitstorm of a podcast. I don't know how it's gone 37 episodes, but I'm really glad it did. And I want to thank Off the Wall Hockey for allowing me to promote this in his server because it feels great. Because it feels great to have more and more people watch this every single day. Huge thanks to Zep and Helv for making this podcast. Making this podcast a very nice show. Cheers to you guys. And thanks to Billy for hopping in the comments all show long. And Billy, if you want to join this heap of a podcast, we'll invite you. And please feel free to like and subscribe. And Billy, one last thing, Billy. We are not wearing male rompers. Get the hell out of here.
No. Would
He's
you prefer
suggesting that we wear rompers for 50 subscribers? That
No!
ain't happening.
Hey, Billy, I'll make a deal. If you convince us to do that, you have to pay us each in contracts that would probably be a cry.
Oh no! I got a better idea. He has to do Mint's Bobby Bonilla contract.
Ooh.
Wait. Why?
And on that note, I think it's time for us.
Yeah, let's end this before we
thank you,
get any
everybody.
more
Take a-
fringe-worthy jokes out.
Take a look at the Mint contract commercial, and you'll see for Bobby Bonilla Day. And take a look at it.
Oh, you mean Mint Mobile?
Next time.
Yeah, Mint Mobile's Bobby Bonilla Day contract. You can kind of see where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah, the ones with Ryan Reynolds and all that.
Yeah.
I work at Walmart, okay?
Hey, it's a perfect contract then. I gotta look how much it actually costs. How much?
Yeah, I don't want to know how much those real male rompers cost.
Way too much. That's all I know.
Hang on. I want to take a look.
$40? $40 on Amazon?
That's
Most
way too much
expensive
for me.
I have is $80? No, we're not doing that.
All right.
And with that said, thank you guys for watching.
Let's do
Goodbye.
this.
Goodbye. Cheers. Cheers. And fuck. And also fuck the NFL gods. They're goat fuckers.
Self teams.
Yes.
5 and 3 did it. Shut up.